they wanna express this, sincere, intense rage, but again, a little off target.
Right, right.
Little off target.
Mr. Jerry Seinfeld, one of the most renowned comedians. Those of us who grew up with the Seinfeld show remembers his incredible humor. When he thought that he doesn't have a chance in making it in Hollywood, his whole show was basically about nothing, and yet he was able to turn nothing into something spectacular, the Seinfeld show. Mr. Jerry Seinfeld grew up Jewish, but not very spiritual, not very observant. His comedian act is spectacular. And comedy in Judaism is very well documented. It's one of the attributes that helped us survive through the hellish of times of all, is always having a sense of humor. And there are many famous comedians that are known that are Jewish. It is part of our DNA, is to always able to find a way to make other people happy. Mr. Jerry Seinfeld became a changed person by a trip to Israel. What was it about Israel that really turned Jerry a new page in his book? Please kindly listen in with me to this beautiful interview about Jerry's experience in Israel. Please kindly subscribe to this channel so we can continue on growing this channel and spreading words of inspiration throughout the world.
You made Seinfeld during a period that I think will be remembered as like the golden age of American Jewish life. And
because anti-Semitism was a relic, seemingly a relic.
Yeah.
History books.
I think people felt like history had ended and the American Jewish experience was fundamentally singular and different from any other diaspora experience.
Right, of course.
And, well, I wonder, A, if you thought about the Jewishness of the show.
Never.
Okay. And do you think about it differently now? Now that that period's over?
Yeah, well,
or ended.
When first time I went to Israel after I had finished the show, and I saw the way they reacted to me, and I realized this is not just normal interaction of celebrity-public interface. This is different.
How?
I meant something, which I never knew. And it gave me a wonderful feeling like, oh, I didn't realize what I was doing had another value that I didn't know about. And I, of course, loved it.
You have always seemed just apolitical, I guess is the word, like above the fray.
Okay.
And, that everything feels politicized right now.
Yeah.
And so you yourself have become politicized in a way.
Little bit, yeah.
Do you feel that?
I do.
You comfortable with it?
It's so dumb. It's so dumb. In fact, when we get protesters occasionally, I love to say to the audience, I love that these young people, they're trying to get engaged with politics. We have to just correct their aim a little bit. They don't seem to understand that as comedians, we really don't control anything.
Right, right.
No one's really...
no, you're pulling the strings over the war in Gaza,
yeah.
Right? That's how I think of you.
Yeah, yeah.
You've done a bunch of shows, obviously. You're constantly doing shows. You did one in Syracuse in December that attracted protesters, and then they were chanting that you're complicit in genocide. Then when I gave this talk in February at the Y, there was this footage of you where they were calling you a genocide supporter and Nazi scum. And the thing that jumped out at me was not the things they were saying, of course, because they say it to anyone.
Yeah.
It's that you were smiling and waving and genuinely seemed to be enjoying yourself.
Yeah.
Were you?
Yeah.
Why?
It's so silly. It's like, they wanna express this, sincere, intense rage. But again, a little off target.
Right. Right.
Little off target. So that's, to me, comedic. You know.
You were in Israel
Yes.
since the war started. How was that trip?
The most powerful experience of my life.
Really?
I'm sure. Yeah.
Why?
You know, you just.
Are you thinking of someone in particular?
Sorry.
One thing that I've been thinking about is how a huge part of the way you think about comedy is how the audience never lies.
Right.
But what happens if a lot of people are wrong? In other words, there is I don't think Jews do well in an age of mobs. And I feel that right now in our culture, it's really easy to form mobs.
Yes, really easy.
And what's the difference between the audience never lying, but when does the audience kind of tip into the mob? Do you see where I'm going with that?
I do.
There's something,
Yeah.
but I really have been wanting to ask you about, like, for someone that relies on the truth telling of the audience to tell you whether or not something is funny, what does that same principle apply to a mass of people? You see what I mean?
Well, you can't act like we don't see this every day in many realms. Let's just talk politically, left and right. You're watching mobs. They're mobs. They're mobs believing their own crap, right?
Yeah.
That's what a political party is. We're going to make up a bunch of nonsense and we'll all agree to it, right? Right. Okay, let's print up some bumper stickers and get out there, kids. That's politics. So we're tribal animals. We're social creatures. We look for agreement and consensus. We're driven by agreement and consensus, and mob rule gives us comfort, gives us certainty.
Yeah.
It's all BS.
Jerry Seinfeld says it was the most powerful event of his life. We are not used to seeing Jerry Seinfeld choke up on set. He's a man of comedy. He's a man that brings laughter to us. But what was it about this trip to Israel that became the most powerful event in his whole life? It wasn't when NBC signed up his show About Nothing became America's greatest hit. That's not the most powerful thing that happened to him in his life. What was the most powerful thing that happened to him in life? Is going to Israel. What was it about this trip that became now the most powerful thing of his life? I think I may have an idea. Jerry, as a Jewish person, although he did not grow up observant, traditional, religious, but one thing he has inherently is a Jewish soul, referred to as a neshama. A Jewish soul is a part of God, a soul that connects him with all the other Jewish people of the past, the present, and the future. This soul is a flame. Jerry Seinfeld went to Israel. His soul became awakened. His soul came home. And his soul got infused with inspiration. Obviously, he came after October 7. He saw the devastation. He saw the heartbreak. He witnessed firsthand, talking to survivors, and family of the victims, that it changed him in a way that it became the most powerful event of his life. The lesson to each of us, the takeaway is that every single Jew, no matter how observant you are or not, you are as holy as Moses. No one can renounce the Judaism, and no one can ever un-Jewish themselves. It's one of those things. You are what you are. You cannot shake it. You could try to convert to other religions, you're still going to be a Jew. It's because of that fiery soul that's within us that does not allow us to ever get disconnected from God, from the Creator. You may go through your whole lifetime being disconnected, but that soul is a fiery soul in you that at any moment can ignite and reveal itself in a great way, just like it revealed itself to Jerry Seinfeld in Israel. A man who has done so much, who has brought so much laughter, who has truly climbed the ladder into stardom to become a great star that he has become. Nonetheless, his beautiful, humble soul became alive by going to Israel. A Jew, neither they can or will ever get disconnected from Judaism. Sometimes we need to listen to our soul and pay attention to the messages that it gives us. Sometimes there are taps on our shoulders that says, hey, wake up. You're a Jewish person. You got a soul to take care of. A soul is a part of God. Literally, a part of God is in you. This moment in Israel for Jerry was a tap on his shoulder, reminding him of his Jewish heritage. And his soul just lit up like a beautiful, warm campfire, a torch, a flame of love, of spirituality, that it truly, truly brought him back home. Each one of us can experience the same return. Let us continue on bringing laughter to others. There is actually a story in the Talmud about two rabbis were talking to each other, two great sages. And they noticed how a guy is walking in front of them who is an ignoramus, a self-declared agnostic or atheist, non-observant. And one of the rabbis said to the next, you know, this guy, he's going straight to heaven. He says, what? He's a sinner. Doesn't believe, doesn't practice. Why would he get to heaven? He said, because he brings laughter. He's a comedian. He brings laughter to people. He's bringing laughter to God's children. He's letting God's children have a moment of happiness, a moment of laughter. There's no greater gift than bringing joy, happiness, and laughter to each other. And to that, I thank Mr. Jerry Seinfeld for doing a stellar job. Not only writing the Seinfeld show, but you think about the jokes, the comedy that he has brought. It just brought people a respite of whatever people are going through. And any episode you watch in Seinfeld, you cannot not laugh. And it kind of takes you away because we could all relate to any one of those episodes in our own personal life. And that's why the show is such a success, because it's so relatable at some aspect. But that's a lesson for us to learn. Once in a while, it's okay to chill. It's okay to laugh. And if you got a talent, make other people laugh, go for it. Use your talent that God gave you. Bring laughter to the world. God bless you. God loves you.